So recently there was a study on the length of talks and how boring they were. And the talks that overran were statistically likely to be more boring, which only holds the talks that underrun are more interesting. And I'm hoping that our next speaker will prove this. So a number of years ago, Sync Norwich managed to get Mike Butcher, who is the editor-at-large at TechCrunch, to come and give a talk in Norwich. And it was alongside a showcase of a number of companies in the region. And I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I was not expecting what I saw there. There were hundreds of people, and it was a massive turnout that got good press coverage, and was helping to put Norwich on the map. And this isn't the only time that we've had tech celebrities come along to the local scene. It's something that is becoming quite common here, is now get large name speakers to big events. And to tell you a little bit more about these types of events, it's John Fagan. Your time starts now.
Good, thank you very much. Shall I Yeah, so my name's John Fagan. I represent a group called Sync Norwich, a local startup and tech community. These are some of the team members that organise the team. So our mission really is to make Norwich famous for being a tech cluster. So a lot of tech startups come. I mean, our goal is actually to attract startups to come and start their business here, find product market fit, and then move on. We're lucky enough to be supported by a couple of companies here that basically sponsor the event to provide pizza and beer. We've also we've been going for, I don't know how long we've been going for, about 7 years. Originally started it with Paul, with a few other people. And in the last 2 years, we have really been partnering with UEA to attract more students to the community. In the early days, that's what someone advised me, that's what you got to do, so that's what we've done. And we have over 1,600 members, diverse set of people, mainly in the sort of tech and design area. And we also, yeah, as I said, attracting a few students, and people who just want free beer and pizza will also come along. We also have the standard sort of meetup format. So we have, our bread and butter is our monthly meetups, where we'll get external speakers, whether from nationally or locally, talking about any kind of topic, whether it's blockchain, AR, VR, or anything like that, and how that technology can apply to businesses to enable disruption in different industries. And we also provide a platform for basically any business to come along and pitch do their startup pitch, and then we kind of give them feedback about that. And everyone has some pretend money, if you had 10 million, who you would invest in. So it makes a bit of fun about it. What else is up there? And then there might be some sort of process-based topics around software development and the like. But we're going to move more towards just really focusing on startups, actually, to reach our goal. And really what epitomizes Sync Norwich is our annual event. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it. It's Sync the City, in which we challenge people to build and start a business in 54 hours. So it's quite an intense event. We've had it in this venue a couple of times. Last year we had it at the Cathedral, and this year we got it open. I'll talk more about that. It's a little bit like, the way I describe it to people not from the tech world, it's a bit like an episode of The Apprentice followed by an episode of Dragon's Den. And it's quite simple format. It starts with anybody coming up on stage, any of the attendees, and they have 1 minute to pitch an idea. And we normally get around 20 to 30 ideas, and then we need to vote that down to like the best 12 or 14 ideas. There's a whole bunch of other people at the event that may not have an idea, but we ensure we've got a good mix of different skills there in terms of engineers, designers, and non-technical people. So marketing specialists, entrepreneurs, finance experts, etc. So and we also get the mix of the 50-50 on the students and professionals. So those 12 people, 14 people who've got that best idea, They then have to go ahead and recruit right then there their team to go forward over the next 2.5 days to make that a reality. And they have to do the whole lot. You know, it's not only in your business model, your value proposition, your branding. You have to do your market research, competitor analysis. You also have to build a prototype product. Just all aspects that you need to create a business, all within 54 hours. And we're lucky enough to have a whole bunch of mentors that come along, 15 to 18 mentors. They're all CEOs, CTOs, CEOs from the local community that come along and spend 2.5 days. It's like X Factor style, you know, they're mentoring their team to make them a success. And then it all culminates on the Saturday night where you have to do your 5-minute pitch. It's almost like a show. And we get 5 judges in. Chris Sargentson was the judge last year. I don't know if there's any other judges here from previous years. And then they judge and they give away the £4,000 cash prize. And we are in our 5th year this year. We've had 4 winners so far. Harry's speaking later. He's one of the winners from previous. He was saving the churches from previous years. We've been trying to save the libraries, save people that are working in sort of risky jobs, lone workers that are doing risky jobs, and then also save people from cooking failures, I guess. Also noteworthy of mentioning is George here. He's like our kind of poster child, so to speak. He came along to, he didn't win or become runner-up, but Sync the City really inspired him a bit too much, because after completing Sync the City, he went back and quit uni. And bit tricky, given that UEA are our partners, but so they don't like to shout about that. But he went back and quit uni and started SenLab. 18 months later, he's getting interviewed at Norfolk Network after he had raised around £500,000 for his startup. He was 17 he's 17 on the left and 18 on the right, so pretty awesome. So over the years, we've created actually 49. There's been 49 ideas and 49 startups there. All kinds of things, you know, from solving pub crawling problems to all kinds of social problems, depression, anxiety, loneliness. You know, there's a whole mix, and we're definitely seeing more. In the early stages, we were getting, because we weren't able to track people outside the tech community too much, you know, as like new Twitter apps, new Facebook apps and all that kind of stuff. But we've been able to attract people outside the community, and that's where we're seeing different problems being pitched, which is really great. So Sync the City is happening again, as I said, this year. It's happening at open venue. It's actually happening in, 17 days there. We're pretty much sold out of all the tickets. If you're any designers here, we still need, we need 5 more designers, so then we'll have 2 professional designers per a team. If you can't participate, I highly recommend just coming along to the final. It is good entertainment. It's like a show. You've got these 5-minute pitches going on. You do get to vote on one of the winners, and we'll have a good keynote speaker, etc. So it's worth coming along. And some of the companies that will be pitching, talking tonight, all attend. So it's a good mixture of different companies there. So great, that's about it. And come along. I've got still 47 seconds, but no, that's about it. That's about it. Go to syncthecity.com. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.